Hey there, what is going on, you guys? We're going live. RC Conspiracies, a little bit different, starting early even, and gonna be working on a build for you guys. I gotta get this done for the upcoming races that are happening this weekend in Connecticut, and so we're heading up there to be a part of it. And so I thought I'd hijack the RC Conspiracies for tonight and get working on this. So yeah, we're gonna get going early. We're gonna get moving on some of the stuff, and this is gonna be a look at my messy desk. There it is. My son left his Dr. Pepper up here from helping me earlier. That's okay. Better than I did. I left the soldering iron on for a little while today. That is back there. It's all good. Hey, RC Recreation, what's going on? CSL Lorne Cronish. So yeah, I'm getting ready to go to the races. I've been working on this. I put a little bit of time into it this afternoon after work. And last night, man, I had to crash. I had the worst headache. I thought I had to crash. I couldn't sleep. Like that headache from my sinus. It was just a sinus headache, and man, it crushed me. So don't need this anymore. We'll just move it out of the way. Good old track powered TK950. Soldering has been so much easier ever since I got one of those. So working the webcam here today, not doing the iPhone. That way we can still post up the comments, do this the way that we do it for the RC Conspiracies, but a little bit different as in the layout, all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're going to be working on this RC JConcepts Regulator Stage 2 competition chassis, as well as the servo mount kit that they've got here. I have two of them. I guess I wanted it for another truck. Or maybe I thought I was going to make this one 4-steer and I wanted two of the kits to be able to do it. So we'll see if we get to this part. The main thing we're going to be working on is getting this this kit going. I've got to make the video for it as well as we go. On my Instagram earlier, I was breaking this in water. So I was doing it in reverse, and I had one of these cables reversed, and I have them marked for which way it should be. So this will be the rear when I'm done, and this should be the front, so that it will have been the reverse direction break-in of the way that they will turn when I put them on the car. And so I thank Jason Saunders for that little tip for me, doing it in reverse. So we're just going to go with this stock ESC. I've already switched over the connectors to EC3. Going to try and pick up some shorty packs for this at Hobbytown tomorrow. And I've got adapters if I need them as well from the Venom stuff. So these are ready. These are stock motors. We're just going to run stock cans, the Mabuchis, and be good to go there. I should have broken multiple ones while I had it going. Still have all of my A, B, C, D piles going here. I am going to bring in another tray for the regulator parts so that they don't get messed up and mixed in. So this is what came with my carry-all stuff that I got and ordered up from them. You guys will be seeing that bag this weekend. Hopefully I'll make a video of it when I'm out and about. But, alright. Kevin Gibbs is here. Has anybody built this that's in the chat so far? Anybody seen this? It's really slick. We did open it last night. I just went to cut it open. I forgot I opened it. Let me roll on this video here real quick for the non-live version we're gonna do here. Just it's not a how-to build. It's just kind of a along the way kind of video. I'm showing different things that I'm doing for this particular build. But yeah, I'm wearing the old school Kevin Talbot shirt, as RC Recreation pointed out. I was wearing a cool shirt. Let's do this intro here. All right, guys. Next up, we are at the point where we're going to build our chassis. The axles are completed here. I actually had to take them apart because I forgot to put a nut in to the axle which is kind of a total bummer. Wasn't too bad, just a few screws, popped it apart. So I got this one nice and locked in there. This comes from Crawford Performance as well. So there are upgrades going around. I already, watching the JConcepts video, went in and dremeled out the axles here in order to get more clearance, because your steering actually goes reversed from what it normally would. So you want the low side down. I didn't realize that actually, and so I actually ground this one way further than I needed to. So we'll see how it holds up, because it did kind of cut through a little. I still think it's strong enough. I'm going to leave it. I've got so many of these arms, I'll just have another one dremeled out and ready to go to put in here and swap out if I need to, if this one breaks. So yeah, I'll do the Dremel work now, but not going to do the switch out because I don't have a whole lot of time. So that is ready. Next thing we're going to do is open up this and get it ready to go. Regulator. Sweet packaging here. I watched the video for the install already. As you can see from the manual, it is pretty straightforward as far as how it all goes together. Screw kits here, gives a list of all the parts, how to install the chassis plates, the ball studs you need from the original kit, which we have, all of that. And so we'll pull that all out. It does give you these spacers here that you're supposed to use right here on the bottom side underneath these ball studs. And so we got to make sure that we put these in. That way we don't have to grind the tip off of that ball stud. So that is good to know. Nice orange paper in there to make sure you don't miss it too. But yeah, pretty basic. Lots of sticker sheets here. Regulator logo. Pretty cool. Alright, and here's our two pieces. What I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to get these pieces out. I've already got kind of a mess going on the bench here. A pretty good sized mess. Not going to lie. It's pretty messy. Steve-O D, how's it going, man? So I'm going to add this weight. Some leagues require minimum weight for the vehicles, and that's what this is for. I like having the nice low weight down low. The low weight down low. I like having weight down low with the types of hits that we have, and getting it sky wheelie, and I want that weight to help suck it back to the ground. Nice aluminum brace here. This will sit right on the bottom, and then this is going to fit, boom, like a glove on here. That is super cool. That weight just locks right in there, and that's where we're going to screw in those bottom pieces with that spacer. Look at that. That's so pretty. All right, enough drool time. I did, when I cleaned out those motors, I'll tell you what, that water got so nasty. How's it going, Brandon? Swampers RC, you cannot do links in the retro class. So we are running the stock. It cannot be a 3 or 4 link setup. You can see how it's carved out here. That'll make that very easy to line up. Feels nice and rigid for what it's going to be. These aren't meant to go fast, this class. Suspension's meant to be a little bit bouncy, straight up and down. Things like that. But I'm trying to do this on camera for you guys to see these pieces. So that's going to be the outside of that. Looks like it's going to be pretty simple. This piece of brass, how much does it weigh? I thought they said like a pound, 1.7 pounds. I have something to weigh it. Guys have so many questions. Let's see. So 0 ounces so far. Got to zero it out actually. Okay, pounds. It is 0.924 pounds, so not even 1 pound. Let's see, ounces. 14.78 ounces. 14.8. Somewhere in there. That doesn't work. Just have to trust me. Because why would I lie about that? Other than being a habitual liar. No, just kidding. Alright, so this is our battery tray. This is going to be our battery tie down basically here, strap. Which you, not only does it strap to the battery and hold it down, but it keeps it from moving forward and backwards. So once it's latched down, it also has little parts that you set the battery length using this little piece here. That'll keep it from sliding around in there. Pretty cool. They thought of a lot of things with this. These are the front and rear braces, it looks like. Oh, these are cool looking. It looks almost like a dart, like a throwing dart. These are going to be your, basically your braces across the chassis. I like the look of them. Somebody's been playing some darts, not billiards. That's cool. Go to a billiard hall though a lot of times and throw darts. All right. What is my plan for the truck? The right one, dude. That's awesome. Says that his wheels and tires will be there. Yeah. By Friday. That's really cool. Mine will probably be too, which means that they probably will not make it before I leave. Rex Miller, what are the best upgrades you suggest for an Axial SMT10? Alright, let's get on to that. Axle braces. Check. Definitely want that. Brushless motor. And HD bevel gears. That go in the diffs, that go on like the ring and pinion for your diff, are huge. They're spiral cut, and they're worth their weight in gold. You will click, click, click if you do not have them. Let's just say that. You will land one time, and you will hear clicking, and that will just become louder and louder until you get no clicking and no driving. Just the nature of the beast. Those axles in their original design were not meant for as big of tires as we put on it. So I especially recommend that if you put big Tribute tires on it. 2.6s, you're gonna blow that. Alright, so we've got Delrin body posts here, 4 of them. And a bunch of shock mount stuff. So I'll put this in its own little spot here. I'm just going to tuck the, like they did in the video, the directions from the bag with it, of what the pieces are, so I know what they are. Keep it a little bit organized here since there's so much other chaos going around here. This is going to be for the radio tray stuff. Battery shoulder post. I'm going to just leave this one in his bag still, because I'm not going to need that right away. This is their little sponsor panels for the sides. Push in. Guessing you just double side tape it in. Guess we'll figure that out. Kind of goes in like this. So that'd be my guess, would just be double side tape it. If you want it, come and get it. So these are going to be chassis to radio tray and chassis side plate screws. So I'm going to keep these ones separated just like they are here, and we're going to use this to start. So this is chassis to radio tray, and this is the chassis to side plate. And there should be some big ones as well for the shock mounts. Oh, we already had those. Never mind. All right, get on out of the bag. There we go. Just gonna tuck this underneath here. And that looks like most of our pieces that we need right now. And I'm just gonna chuck this up. I hate that helping hands, I'll just say that. I really do hate it. It doesn't do any good. The arms just move when you push against them to try and solder. The whole tray moves because there's no weight to it. How's it going, Stickies? Brett, what's going on? Yeah, this is being built for retro class, so it is a 27 turn limit on it. So, yeah, you have to stay within that. Here is the regulator steering mount that they've got, which is super cool the way that that thing mounts up. I tell you what, right onto those braces, which is a good thing I stayed with the stock ones. Very simple in the way that it looks like it all goes together. Boom, put your servo in. I love it. But that's more of an advertisement. This is what we really need. And so we're going to start with this and using these screws to put all of this together. So yeah, so the chassis plates, all right, so we're going to do the bottom tray first of all, right here. With the longer of these screws. I should have separated them based on their length already, but I did not yet. So these are 3x8. These are the ones I need here. They're the longer. All right. So I didn't have all my tools and all that set up. Looks like a 2mm though. Basically, you're going to do this one side at a time. And I could be putting some thread lock on here, or this Vibratite, which is very similar, which I'm going to do actually. I put it on the other one, then back that one out so it'll stay together. This stuff's nice because it doesn't glob out, like it doesn't go flowing out, I should say, like the liquidy stuff when you have the blue thread lock. Alright, Kevin Gibbs gonna be right back. Tank, what is going on? Chat for a little bit. I've just got screws to put in at this point. Anything new this week that I've missed? Any new announcements? I saw there was some pink stuff going on over at the Scale News update. I didn't get to see what that was all about yet. I've been busy trying to finish up work projects and get stuff ready for this race coming up this weekend. So I've kind of been in a little cave up here. All sold out already. That was quick. Was it Vanquish? Yeah. Sold them out in like 10 minutes. I don't doubt it. So we're going to do one side at a time. So now we're going to do the front and rear braces using the 1/8, these shorter ones here. So Same thing. Gonna add a little of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I like what JConcepts has done with this, especially the steering mod. Pretty cool the way that they thought that one through. A little bit of a pain that you have to do quite a bit of hacking into those arms. Not a lot, but I mean more than you do with just out at the track, unless you have a Dremel with you at the track. I don't usually. So any modification like that just means like getting a spare part's a little bit more difficult. If somebody has one and you throw it on, it's, you know, unless you have something to modify it right then and there. A little bit problematic, but not the end of the world. I do like the way it's set up because I do have several of them with bent horns on them from smashing into things with the servo that is mounted in the front of them. So was Vanquish wheels and sway bars limited for cancer awareness and gone already. Must have been Nintendo quantities of those. New product sold out in 10 minutes. Dang. Vanquish has a pretty good following though too, and so those people will snatch that stuff up, especially if they know it's a limited run. So good for them. I think it's awesome. What's going on, Dutch Rudder? I saw Citizen RC said he's got something to announce on Thursday. Good morning, Martin Leong. Dutch Rudder, this is going to be a retro monster truck using Tamiya Clodbuster axles. Be like an old Bigfoot or something. Hopefully these body posts match up. That'd be awesome if they did. I got this one used, so I don't know that they will, but it sure would be nice if they did. Alright, so one of these, this is going to require some extra. So I have to wait, I think. No, I can do this. I just have to find the right post for it. I'll wait on it. Install the front, install 4-center chassis supports using the 10, so that's number 3. So lower cradle, then install the 4-center chassis supports using the M3 10s. So it looks like these can, if you're on the other side, oh yeah, that'll go right through there. Awesome. So when I get to the other side, I will be able to still install it this way. So these are metal. We're going to do the same thing with the Vibratite. Really slow down my process here. Everyone's going to get it. It's going to be pretty cool though, having this all done. I've had it since it came out, since I was in Michigan in July. So that's telling you something. That's when it arrived. And I just have not been able to get to it since getting home. just because of everything else going on. But yeah, so Citizen RC has a post on his page saying he's wanting people to sign up for his YouTube page, and that he's got a new RC that I think he's the only one that has, he said. I think that's what it said, and he's going to be announcing it on Thursday. Now, I have seen a video that appeared on Facebook accidentally a month ago or so, and it said that it had footage from Citizen RC in it. Does anybody maybe know what I'm talking about? Is there anybody out there that has seen this rumored content? Andy Ritchie, yeah, this came with the backpack, so they sell kits and stuff that you can get, and they've got a couple accessory things, and this is one of them to carry in your backpack. And it's out of my backpack at the moment, but that's normally where this lives, and it will be going back in my backpack, so when I do need it, it's available for me. All right, so that's one half of it assembled right here. Looks good. So while we have one half of it set up, we're supposed to install from the back these mounts here. I see what I was looking at. This screw that was going to go in here would be to actually set your... Oh, I think I'm going to have to. Yeah. So it'll be to set the body post. Couldn't think of the word I needed. Finally got it. Finally grabbed that word. Alright, so these says install the 2 front and rear shock mounts using the M38 BHCS. So that is these ones right here. Button head. So they've got little just nickname acronym for them. Not nickname, acronyms. Oh, Andy Rich, you got it too. Very cool, man. Yeah, so we're going with the M38s out of here. And again, we're using Vibratite on here just to kind of lock the threads and keep it from walking its way out. So we get to the other side before we'll have to screw this in before we put that on, and then we'll have to just come at an angle to get those in. Not a big deal. They want us to do it like this first so that you have easy access to these screws, but doesn't seem to be a huge deal. Got these even trimmed out a little bit here on the inside. Maybe shave a little weight. I mean, JConcepts likes racing, so trimming weight there, but adding it to the bottom. Keep it light up top. All right, what do we got here? John Grant, have you seen the truck that Jason and Fred show on the release of the kit you're building? The Bigfoot that they did? Is that the one? I watched the video that Fred did just to make sure I had all the pieces I needed ready more than anything. and to know kind of what I was getting into. So I had it just kind of playing in the background and listened, and it seemed pretty straightforward, other than carving out the stuff on the other one. But yeah, they've got beautiful looking trucks. I'll tell you what, Jason's Bigfoot lineup is insanely cool. There we go. Looking good from this side. Man, this chassis is going to go together pretty quick. I know the battery tray gets a little bit more complicated when we get to there, but so far, this is going together real nice and respectable like. So we use the front and rear braces, get these M38s. Okay. Don't feel like my top, it says this chassis side plate here and gives a number how many it needs, but it actually I think kept all the screws down here together based on the number I'm seeing there, so I'm good. A little confused by that. On the packaging it says how many all together up there for the chassis side plates, but the screws weren't actually bundled together in the top. But I get what they're saying. They're just saying how many are used for each. Took me a minute though, I'm not gonna lie. I had to just look at it for a second and just look at it. Gonna get these done, and I'm gonna remember to switch to the smaller screws. Alright, so now that's done. BMC RC Kid. Would I recommend the Big Rock Crew Cab 100 times over? That thing is wicked. I love how it handles. It's just an amazing experience to run it. I'll just say that. Especially on the loose dirt when things get a little bit out of control. It's really, really nice. So now we've got to do down here with these as well. I got one more of these side ones I'm going to get before I forget. So yes, that is a big resounding yes. So Obeats is asking, that must be somebody else. He's asking about a build, Typhon build. So I just run EC or IC5s on everything. Kevin Gibbs is asking if I've seen the TFL monster truck, and if so, what are my thoughts? I don't know what the TFL monster truck is, honestly. Is that the brand? Is that the one that comes out of Europe? And is it a solid axle or is it an independent monster truck? I know if it's TFL, I think that's kind of one of them that you can see other brands from, like RGT and TFL kind of are the same thing but in different places. That's what I think you're referring to. Try not to miss it this time, Kevin. Sorry I missed it last night. Doing all these by hand. Try and keep up with the chat a little bit more today. So John, what did you think? John Grant, what did you think about the truck that Jason and Fred did, or which one are you referring to? Blaze Corcoran, is Losi coming out with a solid axle monster truck? Yes, they are. That is a big yes. Unless they want to upset a bunch of people that they've already told it is coming. Oh, somebody just did it for their Excalibur. Who said that? Somebody just built one for their Excalibur. Zach did. It's a pretty cool build so far. I'm really liking how this is going together. This is nice. It's the axles that slowed me down from doing this. Just not knowing what I was going to get into, and that wasn't too bad. Top Wolf says he got his Sling Kings and 3S motor. All right, there you go. Kevin Gibbs, yes, Tony. So that's the brand. Solid axle, yes. So solid axle instead of independent front suspension, where it's got a full axle that goes wheel to wheel instead of having the separate ones that mount right to the chassis and independently have their suspension. Where these two kind of work together, the suspension, like a crawler does. So crawler would be a solid axle axle. Unless you get the new IFS one from Element. Yeah, Stickies, that's a great comment. JConcepts definitely keeping this nice and clean. They've been doing their homework. They've been running these trucks for years. They know what they want. They know how to design stuff. And I'm really, really liking this thing so far. Until I make some kind of major mistake. Then I'll be then I'll be mad at it. Like I was mad at those special quick off axle screws last night till Josh Rose was like, you don't need to tap it, just go for it. Yeah. All right. This thing is almost part one done. Then we've got to get into the battery tray and all that stuff. That feels like it's cross-threading. That's awesome. Cool. Go me. Go me. RC Amigos popping in. Popping in for a second. Check out your Instagram post. Gonna host a free virtual freestyle comp. I saw that cool fog photo you had was wicked, super wicked. I can't wait. Let's do this thing. Another COVID freestyle comp. Hopefully we do it soon enough that I can still really get out there at the Anderson compound where they got that wicked freestyle set up. Kind of cheating a little bit though with that nice setup there. But I'm not against cheating. Not for Instagram. Sticky's RC, Jason Rona is a big monster truck fan. He's just up in St. Louis at the Bigfoot compound there. He's going to be over at the race this coming weekend as well. They've been posting pictures of their fleet, and it looks amazing. I'd like to take home one of his Bigfoots. They're so nice. He's a huge Bigfoot fan. All right. Now, I think that's done. So, at some point I've got to do their clodbuster parts, the ball connectors, all that. I'm going to wait. Now we've got to install the battery post under the radio tray in the desired positions. This is the part that's confusing. And the picture doesn't help. So here's their radio tray, and it's confusing. So, but before we install it, we have to put these posts in. Alright, so we need the M3/8 and the battery tray brackets, which I did not bring out yet. So let's do this. Let's try and figure this out. I may have to step away though to get a shorty pack. Oh wait, no, I've got one up here. I lied, I went downstairs. It's faster than digging the other one out. So, yeah. It's a bit confusing. So they've got their tray like this. Like this. And they're using a hole that doesn't look like it exists. So I think it goes like this. So outside here to inside of this one, is that right? The way to know will be this tray. John Grant, yeah, the kit that I'm building now is because Jason wanted a better handling truck. That is true. So I'm looking at this, and I remember he said you have to do the opposite on the video. So I think if I do this one here, I have to do the opposite on the other side. Because it's going to go like this. Somehow. I don't know. I think that's what it meant. Totally confused by that, and I understand why other people were. So if I do this outer one, maybe it says install radio tray using, install 2 battery shoulder screws in each of the battery posts. Using the desired locations. Yeah. Let's just go for it. See what happens. See what happens. Worst case scenario, we just take it back apart. Try a different way. They don't have the lines on their drawing kind of pointing you to where it's supposed to go exactly. And I don't know, based on what I read, I watched on the video, it sounded like if you did this outer one here, you had to do the inner one on the other one. So we're just going to do it and see what happens. So if we do this outer one here, we do the inner one here, not the outer one over there as well. Pretending at this point to know what I'm doing. I don't remember what this kit costs, but it's a nice kit. Even if this part is a little bit confusing to us lesser folk. Where's Josh Rhodes when you need him in the chat? Alright, so this has got to now thread in here. What millimeter is that going to be? Not going to work with that anyway. Good old regular tool wrench will install these body post adapters. And these are adjustable, that's why they have it set up like this, so you can adjust the height for when your battery's in here, how high you want that tray to sit. This will give us a better idea once we have this part installed anyway, of how that's supposed to work. So I honestly can't tell based on the directions. Other than that, I had it upside down. I can tell that now. So it looks like I pretty much have to go all the way down. Because I want to go like this. Which actually, I'd say looks about right to this hole. I think we figured it out. Look at that. Sleuthing it. Travis Paul, what's going on, man? So I heard you're going now. I heard you might not be going. Now I heard you're going. I heard you guys were building me a special truck just to race this weekend. I said Travis was going to put it together for me. Spend the rest of his time, instead of getting his trucks ready, he was going to build me one. That's what I heard. Could have been while I was sleeping, but might have been me dreaming again. All right, so I think we got it figured out. All right, rock on. So this is going to go here. I figured out with this sinking battery strap. I think that looks pretty good. Next it'll be to set the battery so it won't slide. Or something. I might have to move it over if that's going to tuck it against the chassis so it doesn't move left or right, and then have a post coming down. I might have been close. Unless I went this way. That seems like the chassis is there. There's still a lot of slop, even if I move. Well, I moved it over. Yeah, I think that's what I got to do, and that'll give me room for electronics and stuff to tuck here. Okay. Because I guess what's the guard I'm wondering to keep it from sliding left or right? I think it's these little tab things they have in here for the battery strap. Keep it from going left or right. Yeah, I think if I slide these over, we're good to go. You notice I realized I didn't put in? I wonder why it doesn't work. It seems like it should work the same way. Oh, I probably have to twist them. Gotta flip those. So it does take a little bit of thinking out on this one. The directions, they did a video on this part, and it did say to do opposites. I guess I wasn't paying attention to what the opposites were, and it probably could work that same way that I had it if I flipped the little point on it. I don't know. It looks like it's going to work if I do this side, though. We'll get it figured out. They definitely could use a close-up of the battery tray, or a 1, 2, 3 like a Lego design. Do this first, then do the next part. That could help. But overall, it's still not that many parts, so people can figure out how to strap their batteries in. I think I would be more hard pressed if I hadn't watched the video to kind of have an idea of how it was going to work. So I'm grateful that they did do a video, even if it still left me a little confused when I got here. I still knew the basic idea of what was trying to be accomplished. So yeah. Okay, buddy, stop right there. You're putting that backwards. You're welcome. John Wayne. Alrighty, yeah, man. I'll see you this weekend. It might be a little harder than crawlers. It depends how custom you go with crawlers. They can get to be pretty complicated too. I mean, basically we're trying to get it to sit on like this. Or more like this. And then there'll be a bracket here that holds the battery in place. So let's just try that. So they've got these little battery kind of brackets, looks like. And that's at least for this side. The other one's not slotted. Okay, so yeah, one only works with one side. Got it. That makes sense. So you're just going to line it up here with your battery. Find out how long it is. So push it up against this side. You're going to find out which groove here to push this into in order to kind of keep your battery locked in place so it doesn't slide. So for mine, it would be right here. That's pretty cool. I like that. I don't know why I'm trying to hold it in place. I guess I could just count how many it was and then put it back in when I'm ready. All right. I'll go ahead and just get this thing ready. Oh, Tank got a new rig today. He showed me a picture. I'm not going to let it out of the bag for him, though. It's pretty cool. So I had no guesses on what the Citizen RC one was. He said he's got a new RC. Alright, here we go. That should be good for this battery, which isn't necessarily the one I'm going to use in it. And then this other one slots in here to hold the battery as well. I think it's going to more hold it from the side though. Let's see, I'm probably going to draw arrows on this thing. No, that's not it. This is this way. But that ain't gonna work. So that's holding them front to back, but what holds it side to side? I guess it's a retro. and they're not too worried about it. For me, Velcro will hold it side to side. We're just going to go with that. Throw down a little Velcro on the bottom. I'm not going to overthink this. We're going to move on. I will watch the video later, make adjustments. Should not be that hard to get back in here and change this up if I need to. But the Velcro will work if I just stick it on the bottom of the battery and on the tray. It'll keep it from sliding out left to right. Don't want to belabor it. Tank wants to show off his new one Thursday in proper fashion. So I'm going to move this, make it an easier fit, because I've got some Spectrum batteries I'm going to go and buy with my personal money at Hobbytown for those people that try to rag on me. So I'm going to get them all free. Nope. I'm going to get some shorties they've got there. It'll be good to go. So this uses nuts to tie this down every time. That's for lazy people like me. That's kind of a pain in the butt. Use these little nuts right here to hold it down. It just means I gotta keep my little handy dandy tool in my controller. It's got a little tool spot. So that's the hold down, I guess. In theory, that is how it works. Don't take it from me, because I'm not actually 100% sure that I did it right. So, regardless of that fact, I'm still going to button it down and put it in here. Just because I like to keep things moving. Let's move along. There we go. So now, these are going into metal. We should Vibratight these, and we're going to... What do you guys think? Do you think I did it right? Oh, Tank says if I get 40 thumbs up, he'll say what the car is. Alright, everybody start logging into your second and third accounts. If we get 200 likes, I'll tell you what Citizen RC has on his bench. Or at least what I think he has. Based on a video I spied on the Facebooks. I think I said it high enough that it won't happen. I like the idea that he's got something new that's coming. That is exciting. We like to know that there's new trucks coming. I kind of like it when the RC companies get the first actual crack. I like to think about what they could be here on Conspiracies, kind of drum up some ideas of what we think it might be or what we'd like. But at the end of the day, I do like it when the companies get their payoff for all the hard work they put in. And it means that there's information available usually when it goes out that way too. But yeah. Uh-oh, what happened? You guys are crazy. All right. So this is going together all right. We might actually be able to make the steering part. Because secure the battery strap. Something for the flat washers, it's saying. Got some more washers here. Body post. Let's check. Who thinks that the body post will work with my body? My Bigfoot body. Who thinks they will not? Show of hands. Ends and Y's. Will my body fit where these posts go? My Bigfoot body. Show of hands, show of hands. Ends and Y's. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Either or, whatever you find is easier. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Howdy, Jane K. Oh, Tank's saying what he got. Rock Ray. Awesome. You know, we say Arma's killing it, and they are, but I really like what Losi's been doing recently, too. Laser Nut, DB Pro. That Super Baja Ray looks man, that thing looks amazing. Alright, so try one more body post here and see if it fits. Got a lot of yeses. Cody, I really do want the new iPhone. I'm really bummed though that it does not have... Oh, it doesn't fit. Oh, it's close. It's so close. It's like... It wants to. It's like if I had them up a little bit, I could maybe bend them in a little. It's so close. It's front to back is right. Left to right, it is, man, like a quarter of an inch. Where's my reamer? I could probably just open it up, both of them, a little bit more. I think I'm smart enough to not keep a reamer in this, but I'm not sure. Because the way that I dig around in here, it would actually be a very bad idea to keep one in here. I don't know if you can see how close. Like when we're on here, you can see this other post, right? And it is right there. So front and back make it. I can almost melt them and bend them. No, I feel like if I just did both of these a little bit in, we'd be all right. I had this thought for a moment about using the soldering gun to just melt it a little, pull it. Still kind of debating it. kind of debating it. I mean, it's not something I have to solve right now, I guess. No body reamer in there. Yeah, it's a 1/10 scale. So close. But I think we could get it. So next what we have to do is just the parts from the ball connectors onto the aluminum cradle. So those are the smaller size. I believe. Let's see. That's too big. That's right. All right. So now we're just going to take these little ball studs. We're going to go right in here, but we need those little spacers that they gave us. Right here. And just going to screw right on here. Doesn't need to be screwed down super tight. Got brass. It'll be all right. All right. JK says your buddy's got one at a raffle. What buddy? What buddy is that? Is that the Monster Energy one in the raffle? Over at 11 Charlie? If so, I am planning to win that raffle. And then proceeding to launch that Monster Energy into the sky. But Bake is asking Frank if he got the new job. And if that's part of what the new RC is related to. All right. Bigger ball studs go on the side here. So, two more on this side, and we're getting ready to do the steering. I didn't think I was going to get that far tonight. Then I got to figure out shocks. And why this is not screwing in. There it went. It's not happily going in. Ooh. Neither is that one. Question mark is the Phillips head up here that will fit it. Or not a Phillips, a flathead. There we go. Ooh, this one is tight. Yeah, we're tapping that one as we go. Get these just a little tightened down. Yep, I should have probably thread locked them too. Rich is messing around. Oh. Well, Big was saying he'd like to have the original Big Rop. Wow. Yeah, it's torqued up. I don't think it's going anywhere. That's what you always say before it goes somewhere. All right, so body posts. Don't know what height we're gonna want these yet, but we'll just set them in place anyway, just so I don't lose the screws. Little grub screws that come with it. Nice. Tell you, for the most part, every part of this build is nice. The battery tray is the one part that gives me a few question marks. I will say that, but they know that. They made a video saying that. If I wasn't doing this video, you know I'd be on that video watching again exactly how they did it and copying what they did. So hats off to them for making a how-to video. Hats off to me for making a video to show you that I don't know how to do it. So yeah, we can all find our space in the web. The ones that did it right and the ones that didn't know what they were doing but still did a video about it. That's me. Tank, is it done yet? That's it. Install shocks and gearbox and all of that. So pretty much I do have all of that stuff to do. I do have my motors and my other pieces I need to install. My ESC. It will probably, it looks like it'll fit there with the battery maybe. If I don't do the sponsor plates, it'll fit there. If. I probably could also just put it on the wall here if I wanted. That'll allow me to put the, I think that's what I might do. Because then I can put the on-off switch out the side to get to. So I won't be installing that now. I am going to look at, this is done, and it's heavy to start with. There's definitely some solid weight to this. All of these screws here that are left, oh, here's two more washers I was supposed to use for the battery hold down that I didn't use. So they do show their chassis set up like this now with the battery tray. I'm actually looking at this picture and I can see that it's this inner one with this little notch toward camera, that notch away from camera on that inner one. So I think we figured out how to do it the right way. So don't feel led astray. We know what we're doing. We really don't. We really don't. Come here for entertainment, not for the proper way to do everything. Uh-oh. J&K, don't buy the TA Mini TR28. What happened? Servo's crapped out after 2 runs. Well, that ain't no good. Don't like to hear that. I'm sure if you reach out to them, they'll take care of you, though. Alright. Tank, we should have an after-hour party. What time is it? 10:49? We'll roll this for a little bit longer, show you guys how this is going to mount up here. Next up, what we have is the axles would go in here and mount onto these guys right here. Shocks would come down to these arms, going in these 2 holes. Either one, I'll probably do the front. And furthest on the rear as well. There's a metal bracket that clamps this onto right here. Goes behind this and screws it on to here to hold it in place. So you screw it from, sorry, not from behind, but you screw into this from this side. And that clamps it on there. And then going to the bottom, these just push right onto these right here. Yeah, those aren't the right size. I did the ones that are too small. They looked too small. It should have been this size. Quite a bit bigger. Because they should really have to push on there to click in. Oh, and I had them laid out here. I just grabbed the wrong ones. Yeah, because these ones are too small. Well, that one just clicked in there. Pretty alright. So what happened? Just lost that washer. That's what just happened. Son of a... Oh, here it is. Oh no, those are the right ones. No, they're not the right ones. Those are too loose. These other ones are going to require a good hard push. That's for sure, to get onto these ones, which I think are the right ones though, looking at them based on size. I know you really have to pry them off the truck. Yeah, this makes better sense. A CCXRC build is do and redo. We don't follow no stinking instructions. This is right. It's also not really from any kind of kit either, so that doesn't help a whole lot. There's so many leftover pieces from the real one that I'm just grabbing parts from a big pile. These do look like the right size, because these other ones look like they're steering ones. RC Master, you read instructions for everything. Yeah. Well, this would be a mixture of instructions between the two kits. To get to the right pieces. Because it's kind of taking two different things and putting it together and making one. But those other ones definitely seem too small. Because you have to pry these things off. I usually have to have a screwdriver to get these bottom links off. Alright, that's good. So yeah, shocks, we'll mount our motors up, and then we'll be close. But all of this I've done for this other kit right here, which is the Regulator servo mount. And this also does the rear lockout, which it also does from the inside as well. So it's interesting how they do this. Here's the rear lockout bar. I am going to have to look at these directions as well. But yeah, ball studs, several different mounts. So for our rear, which is not this one because that one's ground up, it's literally going to mount between these and hold it together. See it, Pure Life? This looks like there we go. So it mounts right up here, and these are just going to screw through. Lock it up. Did I see instructions come out with this? Seeing the other bag here, I don't see instructions. So I mean, what do we really need to do this? I could do this from any of my kits and stuff. Just a nut and a screw just to hold it together. So they've got a couple of those in here. Looks like this came probably with the rear steering lockout and fasteners. So there we go. I think the way that they do this is they take this nut here and they're just going to kind of put it in this guy. And then we're going to thread through it. That's going to hold it in place, and we're just going to screw into it. Like this. And then this will just come right over it, like so. And our nut goes on there. That's it. Because it also locked itself down, we should be able to just hand tighten this down with our handy dandy tool that I buried in all this mess. Let's see if I got one. I do. Oh, here it is. I don't even need it. I'll lose it. Just like everything else in here. We were in panic mode. Alright, so that one's on. I probably should have waited to lock it down though until I did all this stuff. But we'll just pull it to the side. Like so. Good to go. This one looks easy enough to just kind of figure out. Alright, see you stickies. Have a good one, Rich. I can get this wrench in here to snug it up too. There it is. And we'll just push this through. And then this locks onto our chassis here. That's what keeps it from rocking back and forth. I think I'm eyeballing that right. Locked. Locked and loaded. Just need a motor here. Shocks. That thing's good to go. This one looks a little more complex. There's only so many things going on here, and honestly, I don't have a servo for this build. That's not true. I have servos in my bag I can grab from, I think. I don't have one bought for this build. I have a high-tech sitting downstairs that's for a Haas. It would probably be good in this. Mike 1NC, that's a good question, man. What motor am I running? So if you're tuning in late, we're building this JConcepts Regulator chassis. It is a retro chassis for retro monster trucks. So basically like a cloudbuster, and it has to kind of keep these original ladder for style linkages, I guess they call them. Can't have 4-link or 3-link setups. It's supposed to be this kind of style chassis. Anyway, or the tub from the Clodbuster. This one's made a little bit more for racing. It's got some weight down low. Allows you to tune things a little bit. Geometry more than anything is what you're going for with that. And I'm running the stock motors, 27 turn Mabuchi motors. I already went ahead and took these and I ran them in water, and I did it in reverse, and I had one of these sets reversed, and so now these are marked for what's front and rear, so that it would be the reverse direction break-in that I'm going to drive them. So that's what I'm doing with those. Still going to be bouncy, yes, RC Amigos. GRC, am I following the instructions? There aren't actually any for this particular part of this. So we're just going for it. We got a mess of stuff here, and it's just like, let's do this thing. So we do know one thing, and that is that the servo is going to go here because of the amount of room for it. So we do have our servo mount we have to assemble. There's a little assembly required. You can see right here where it's going to mount into here and lock in place. Super cool design. And look at that. That just locks right in there on those holes. Just grabs in there. We'll be able to screw it in somehow. Hopefully from the top with a nut on the bottom. Fingers crossed. But first we have to attach these bottom parts here that'll hold our servo, it looks like. Then our servo will mount from the bottom, and then it'll attach to this arm here and steer it that way. In theory, because again, unless I'm missing it, I don't see any instructions. Wait, what's this? Nope. But also, I have such a mess of stuff, I wouldn't know. So this cost, it says $75. It was not $75. I don't remember what this costs for the servo mount. I didn't pay $75 for it, I don't think. Because I bought 2 of them, so I definitely don't think I did. So yeah, this is just going to mount up on here. This one's threaded. Screw into here. We'll get it for our servo there. So we see there's a bunch of these same size ones. It's perfect because we know what they're for. Awesome. Throw a little Vibratite on here. I don't need no stinking directions. Might take me a few times, but we can always figure it out. A little bit of deduction. Advanced human powers of education. My master's degree getting a whole lot of work out right here. Communication arts master's degree. That one was longer. That one wasn't supposed to go there. Nope. We did not choose correctly on that one. Apparently there's a couple different sizes that are close. That's better. That one doesn't come through. Check it out. That's 1 foot. Oh yeah, there you go. Enduro kit, RC Amigos. Not a monster truck. We don't need to talk anymore. Mr. Amigos, you're dead to me. Enduro over a monster truck kit. Although I'm really getting back into crawling. I really am. After Axial Fest and how great that Capra performed and the SCX 10.3 and now that RGT I've got working super sick with that Hobby Wing quick run system. I know Game Changer's in there. That's some Game Changer stuff right there for me. And fans are going in the felony here soon. Get into the speed game a little bit again. It's been sitting there, hasn't been run in a while. Other things, you guys will know about those other things in a little bit when I can get it finished. Some big projects. All right, so now this is the point where I'm like, I need a servo. What do I got in my baggie? Got a Futaba something or other. Looks like it's got a broken horn on it now. Sweet. We don't want that. Have anything else in here? No. Arma. I don't think that one works. I don't know why I have it in here still. So I think it'll work. The question is, which direction does it go? This is here. Got this going on the bottom here. And we've got a little armature here. So that's straight. Those are real close like that. If I go like this, then they're too far apart. But if I go like this, that makes that spread just about right. Deduction. You guys can't see any of it because I'm blocking the shot. But it looks like these go here. This arm would go right there. Boom. Perfect. I think. What do I know? So I think what I can figure from this is that these long ones are going to go just like the other ones did through here. Going to have this on it. Little nut goes on here. I don't have a good way to give you guys a good angle of any of this stuff. Go there. And that's on there, I think, tight enough for the games we're playing. And that will allow this again, they're probably on their website instructions, so I just can't look while we're doing this. Probably go like this. I did watch the video on how to do this, so I have that going for me. Kind of. Bearing's going to go in here. So plastic guy to the other side of the bearing. Has a spacer, maybe. and the screw. Feel like this black one's going to go on here as a spacer. And then this bearing will go the other way. From the bottom. Like so. Then have a washer between it and the bolt or the nut. I mean this is backwards, but the basic idea. You know what? I can look it up on this computer. What are you guys up? Building a Nova wagon build. Oh, that's cool, RC Amigos. I'm gonna look up JConcepts. Cloud steering installation. I don't want to do a video. Let's see. It's going to load a video. Oh no. Yeah, it does have a video. So the instructions are in the video form. I just have to see the part where that is done. Oh, it's really far away though. Really far from the camera. Let's see. It looks like okay, so we got to build this still. I was actually kind of wondering what this threaded piece was for. It's now making sense that it's going to go in here. That's a 1.5. And our new favorite tool is this guy. You use it for everything. And I'm just kind of talking and killing time right now as I watch how he's assembling this. He actually has it going the opposite way. Ah. So it's different than I thought. I was wrong in my deduction. Interesting. Okay. He's explaining it for a while here. Fred is very good with these videos. Very detailed. Oh, he's showing how they had to grind it all out. So we got to get past all this just to see how they assemble it. Oh no, it doesn't show that black plastic piece. It's already on. They're still just showing the clearances, I guess. Yeah. This is good content, isn't it? Not so much. Alright, this could take a little bit. Oh, it has a hole in it. So I think I gotta go this. We'll see when we get to this point. I think that's about right. So, got it going like this. And we're going to get this guy put on it. There's a couple of these. Wait a second. Yeah, so Servo will go here. All right, we'll figure it out. These should both be up. The world needs more clouds, JBA. You are right. JB, yes, it's a cloud. Custom built cloud. Sorry, I was away for a second looking at the instructions of what they were doing. So this is right. And it's going to get this nut on it. Because this is going to sit like here. This is going to straddle here to here, and that should work. Okay. I think I had it right. I was just looking at it the other way. I was looking at it upside down. I think this, I don't know what this is. I thought it was a servo horn. Oh, this goes on the underside to screw into. Beautiful. Okay. So that goes on here, like so. And this will then mount onto here and screw down in. It really is designed super well. And again, I don't know, I mean, they're not in the instruction business, probably. The build video is great, and that's a very homegrown way to be able to really show people how to do it. So I appreciate that. This would be kind of hard to draw up directions for, honestly, with how much goes into it and the grinding and all that. So I actually appreciate that they did make a video for it. When you look at the video, it makes a lot of sense. And it literally walks you through it step by step. And you could literally build along with them. So it's pretty cool. So the one thing I don't have now is a servo horn. There's several things I keep saying now that I don't have. Come into this build a little unprepared, and so I will be hitting up my local hobby town tomorrow to get some of those pieces that I have been unprepared for, and some new batteries. Trying to get ready last minute for this race event, which I'm super excited about and not very prepared for. All right. So definitely what I've got going on here is working. Servo is going to mount there. I can do that later. I can actually probably even put this on and still do it later and get to those screws, I think. So I'm going to check. It might be a little tricky. Might be a little tricky to get there. So I don't have a servo horn for this. It is nice though that they give you this adjustable piece so you can have different length servo horns. I think I'll continue to build this anyway, like so. So I am putting this black piece down first, little spacer that goes to the other side of the bearing. But the bearing really does kind of lock it in place. And then we'll put our nut on the other side with a washer between. Because I'm going to take this back apart, I'm not going to go ahead and grease this yet. I don't want to lose anything, is what it really kind of boils down to. So I'm just going to kind of finish the assembly. But if I had the servo, it would mount they showed it mounting with the arm away like so. Then this went here and then to your servo horn out here like that. So that's kind of centered, so that would make sense right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip this on here so I don't lose this either, and we'll get it ready to clip onto our servo. Cool. Here's the other piece. I'm going to go ahead and also clip this in here so I don't lose that as well. Some builds you can't finish up in one night, or two. I started last night. Ow! Let me see if my specialty tool that I love so much now would have a way to do this. Can I make you make this work? No. Just gotta wash my fingers. Or just push with my fingers. There it is. Alright, so that actually wasn't so bad, even without directions. Everything, the guess marks that I'd made were right. So it's gonna link it here to the servo, Connect like that. I still have to put the motor in here and do some of that stuff, so I don't want to lock this up too much. As it is, I've got to take this off, let this drop down, get in here, screw in my motor, and yeah, this thing's it's getting there for sure. Motor, servo, attach the wiring in here, shocks, and we're good to go. Good to go. JMRC, blood blister in the morning. Yeah, that one got me. Squeezed right there. See, RC amigos? JB says he just got a sweet deal on an RC10 GT. That's cool, man. That's cool. All right. I feel pretty good about where it's at. Get the axles all up underneath this joint, like so. And put a few shocks in here. I think we're good to go. I'm going to do the motors next because I want to do them while I still have the axles off, just to make it a little easier. I plan to just use the stock pinion. It's kind of cheapy, but I mean, it's a clod buster. I don't know, it doesn't need to be anything too crazy. Go ahead and I guess do this now, and then we'll wrap up with this. This will be the last thing we do for tonight. Alrighty, so we've got the motor next. Going to be going in. Just using the stock clods, I've gone ahead and cleaned these ones. Going to throw some Vibratite on here. Get it installed and get toward wrapping this project up. I do need to see how this is gonna hit here. Way off. So this needs to come way out. I have a gap thing. My buddy made me, and I don't have it here. It's not with me. It's to set this mesh right. That looks real good right there, actually. So we'll just call that good. While we have this one set, let's just go ahead and do the other one, since we can just kind of line them both up. Make sure they're the same. And we'll install them. This stuff I've done a couple times. Hopefully it'll be easy enough. I'll have to get the directions out for some of it again, just to verify I do all the right parts. Just gonna use these. Looks pretty good. Looks really good there. So both of these are good to go. We'll tighten them down. And we should have these ready. I'm feeling that blister. GRC. Thanks, man. We're making some guesses here for sure. Definitely making a few guesses along the way. Next, we'll be setting up the motor. This is not the motor screws. This should be. All right, I'm gonna pull that other Super Clodbuster instructions back up. Make sure I use the right screws here. BA. Oh, I didn't have the spacer on. That's why I wasn't looking right. BA1. That's not it. All right. I almost forgot. They've got that little plastic cover here that's going to go on. All right. Let's see. One. You got these little sleeves that go over them and go on the inside here. There it goes. That sleeve should push all the way in there. Go ahead and get my other one on in and through. I honestly don't normally use these sleeves. Mainly because the ones that I bought, the person doesn't have the sleeve in there anymore. But why not? We got a new kit. Why not start it right? Okay, so we gotta line these two up. Everything's jammed. Like so. So this is the front. Which motor do I have? Should have looked. All right, I have the front one. Gone and made myself have one extra step, of course. Have to double check myself because I wanted to have this broken backwards. Alright, so tighten that one down. I probably should release this one for now. Some of it you just put together knowing you're going to have to take it apart just because you don't want to lose stuff. So I knew I was going to have to back that out in order to get this in here, but still install it anyway. So there we go. Double check these, make sure they're nice and snug. Now we're going to do our reinstall. and this motor is good to go. Back off that and do the last bit by hand. Good. All right, got one motor ready. Second one, 2 long black screws. These are the plastic piece right here. Screw through. There we go, both of them through. There's probably easier ways to do things. I like to find the hard way. Make things a little bit more challenging than they need to be. It's kind of my thing. Let's see if there's a more difficult way I could be doing this. Yes. There it is. Let's do it that way. And since I'm not following, again, any specific guidelines, this is a kind of a little bit different build in that it's taken 2 different things and blended them together. As far as the build goes, it's my rear. Boom. Looks pretty lined up to me. All right. How's it going, 11 Charlie? Go. Missing it. Quick little adjustment. Took a look at it to see how I needed to align it. Lined it up. There we go. So motor's installed. We'll get our servo installed tomorrow. This thing will be rocking and rolling. I love it when a build comes together. This one has that JConcepts steering on it. Might have to trim this a little bit more, get a little bit more throw. We'll see when the wheels are on. If the wheels are hitting anyway, we just back it off a little bit. You can see where it's ground down all through here, and I had to grind this back side off to give it that extra bit of throw. This one I ground too much because I had this one upside down, or these flipped, so it was high side is where this arm was coming from, and it was hitting. So then I realized, oh, I'm an idiot. I need to flip these so that the low side is down. Anyway, they're numbered, they're different parts. They're not exactly, for whatever I was thinking they were centered, this arm, but it's not. So you want it to be so that the lower side is down. Anyway, I learned something. Learn something every day. So that's it, guys. That's what we got for today. Thanks for letting me just change it up a little bit, get doing this build. Got the wheels ready to go. Those will be going on here soon. As soon as I get this mounted up. I do have a box. I ordered the the shocks that Josh Rhodes told me to order. If they happen to come in early and I can bring them with me, I'll switch them. But if not, I have some junky shocks I can put some oil into. Not junky, they're just, I don't know what they are. They seem alright though. They're a no-name blue shock, which won't look bad, I guess, if I do the Bigfoot. So I need to round that out next, and yeah. RC Daniel, I have a Arma 4S Creighton. You have a question, you said? Not missing it. Been going for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Levi Shones is saying he's sticking with the stock Claude. There you go, man. Stock is all right by me. I've got this one now. I've got the Ice Monster, which Jason Saunders built the chassis for me, and it's got lots of weight in it. I've got 2 of the CPE Time Warp ones. I have a stock one that's 4 steer, but it has servos on both axles for 4 steer. That's my Bigfoot one, and then I have the ZRP Retro Racer chassis on my Grandma Digger. That's my favorite one still. I really, really like that. I haven't run this one yet, so this could change my mind. Definitely have that low weight, so hopefully it'll keep it wheels down, having that brass plate in there. But I like that it's removable. Take out these screws here. 6 screws, pop that out. That's pretty slick. Pretty slick. Eleven Charlie's working on a 10.3 Gladiator. Very cool, man. Alright, we're going to jump in with the tank. He put a link in the description. And not in the description, a live chat. So if you guys want a live chat, we're going to have people in there hanging out. Tim Briner, what springs can I put on an SMT10 with stock shocks to make it handle better? I still run the stock springs. You could do maybe lighter oil, but I don't know. I don't know what other springs people are using for them. I'm still using stock. I did switch the front and rears because there's a softer set and a stiffer set. And actually, if you bought 2 of the ones that are softer, another pair of those, you could put them all the way around. RC Daniel, have I rebuilt the Arma Creighton 4S motor before? I have not. I haven't had any issue with mine before. Blue Dooley 4x4. Yes, I believe that this is the stock wheelbase for the Regulator, based on where these are. I think it's pretty close to stock wheelbase. And based on the bodies, you know, JConcepts has a lot of stock bodies for quad sizes. Oh, RC Daniel, man, I don't know what. I've never taken motors apart. So I don't know what you would have lost. Yeah, the tanks one is not going to be broadcast live. It's just literally guys hanging out in a chat room talking RC. So if you want to join, I'll be in there, still working on this probably, and chatting RC. Shoot, I'm still recording. 2 hours of footage. That's going to kill my hard drive. All right, guys, I'm going to call it. Thanks for tuning in to this broadcast. Building this right here, Regulator chassis. We took it to the next level though and assembled their steering kit as well for the Claude. It's behind that axle steering, which keeps you from slamming into stuff with the front end, which has happened. I have several of them with messed up, especially if you do the CPE one. It puts that servo up front and that arm, it's like in front of the wheels. So this definitely helps protect that, and it's pretty awesome design the way that they've integrated it here onto these axle stiffeners here. Very cool. Way to go, JConcepts. Really like this and cannot wait to race it. See you guys. See you, Cody Vanderberg, the right one. Aiden Del Rio, Kevin Gibbs, 11 Charlie Man. Guys, join us in the chat if you want. You don't have to have a camera on. You can come in and just audio chat. That's cool. That link right there will get you in to just hang out and talk in person instead of in a chat. You can just be there, mic off. See ya. Or not mic off, camera off. We'll see you guys.